Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 3 in the series between Thorzain and Violet here on Cloud Kingdom. Violet spawning as the red Zerg on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Thorzain spawning as the blue Terran player on the bottom left hand side of the map. So far, Violet, it really looked like he was in control of Game 2 for quite some time, but then ended up losing Infestors without really dealing much damage. He tried to sneak in far too far inside that third base, and without doing a two-pronged attack, without doing some sort of pressure somewhere else, those very expensive, very fragile Infestors were left to fend for themselves, and they simply fell apart. Now we are now deciding this with a final game 3 in this best of 3 series. Both players tied up at 1 game apiece, and both players have really been going for a very economic game. We'll see if that will be the case once more. No, this is not going to be the case, as Thorzain going for a very, very risky proxy barracks. Proxy barracks here on Cloud Kingdom. We are going to be seeing a second barracks being placed down here in just a second. Yes, it is going to be an 11-11 racks. 2 barracks being placed down simultaneously. And this is going up against Violet's very economically greedy fast hatchery. Now, we will get to see whether or not Violet's own defense against Proxy 2 racks is as good as Stefano's. Stefano's defense really comes down to knowing Terran extremely well and knowing when he actually needs to commit and defend. One of the big things to consider is that the hatchery has 1,500 hit points. Whether it has 1,500 hit points or 200 hit points, it still functions as a hatchery. If a Zubu Violet is able to buy time, absorb damage on that hatchery until his economic and production advantage is enough, he should be fine. Otherwise, if Thorzain is able to push in with enough pressure and never allow this one hatchery to really get a strong foothold, economically speaking, that is going to be the other side, as we now see an SCV slipping, going up that ramp. You can see that there is also a Marine here, and Violet pretty much knows what's going on. He needs to get up that spawning pool, and as soon as that spawning pool is here, you can see the drones are already in position. 1 spine crawler will be added, and Violet is just doing a Congo line of drones. The drones now making their way in and gonna go ahead and surround one. No, it looks like 1 Marine is not gonna get taken down. More SCVs already coming off, and there you go. Pretty much all the units are getting taken down, as another Marine taken down as well. Income is about, yes, very, very much in favor of Thorzain, as Thorzain does have a stronger economy with that helpful mule. Zerglings are in position now. Queens perhaps need to be trained, as drones are now coming off the mineral line. We are going to see a surround there. Cancellation once more, as Zerglings and SCVs, both sides are fighting it up. Zerglings should be able to poke apart many of those units, as more and more Marines are trying to come over. Violet, however, really starting to take a big hit. 15 drones to 10 SCV, or 11 SCVs, as the drones need to make their way over. Production tab shows absolutely no queens, but 6 larvae. The larvae need to be trained up into something, as that is maximum larva already. Down goes some more Marines here. It looks as though the Marines are trying to run away. More Zerglings will make their way over, and down goes that last Marine once again. All right, is this double barracks going to get shut down? It looks as though the Zerglings are going to find the barracks now, get in some damage here already, and here we go. Where are these units going to be coming in from? It looks like, a beautiful rally change. So in order to keep these Marines alive, it looks as though 1 Marine will fall. The second Marine is going to fall here in just a moment, but not before each of those Marines are able to get off 2 more kills. All right, SCV is coming over to repair. It looks like Thorzain is not yet quite ready to give up this very, very aggressive proxy 2 racks. He is not lifting this up, and now he's building 2 more additional barracks back at home for a total of 4. With 1 spine crawler, I believe a second spine crawler should be all you need in order to hold this off. Perhaps an evolution chamber to make it very difficult for the units to actually get up inside the base. Stay inside here. The spine crawlers have 2 armor, making it very effective against all of these units. Oh, what was this? Does Violet? Yes, Violet does know that those barracks were canceled, and now a command center being placed down. So Thorzain is finally giving up this very aggressive tactic going for an economy of his own, as we see now a 19 to 18 drone advantage with 5 more on the way. All right, it looks as though cancellation on one of those spine crawlers. He believes that he no longer needs it. Going into double extractors here at the main and at the natural. 2 spine crawlers working together, 2 armor base with a queen for help. That is going to definitely shore up any holes in the defense that he may have had earlier on, as we are now going into Thorzain's 3rd command center. This is a very common tactic for Thorzain, getting down some early pressure. Once that early pressure fails, he just tries and double expands to make sure that he has the economic lead. All right, Zerglings now attempting to take down a command center. SCVs need to make their way over. Not enough units over here, so Violet may actually, yes, he is buying himself a lot of time trying to take this down. Zerglings gonna perhaps take down another SCV here. Yes, it does get taken down once more. A new SCV needs to be brought over just to finish this. 3 more seconds and it will be done. And the amount of mining time lost here was huge, in that Thorzain couldn't mine from this particular base, nor could he train up any more SCVs. Thorzain sitting at 34 over 54, Violet sitting at 45 over 60, 35 drones compared to 20 SCVs. Orbital command now being upgraded, as we are now moving on into Banelings. All right, Banelings, a beautiful transition here. Thorzain finally letting up from that earlier strategy of that proxy barracks. The Marines may not know what's going to hit them here in just a second. And more importantly, Violet has a huge economic advantage. Harvester count, a 15 worker difference between these 2 armies. And that means that Violet could easily just train up a whole bunch of Zerglings and simply attack and push out. At this stage, especially with Baneling support, that is going to be simply too many units for Thorzain to seriously deal with. All right, another Marine does get taken down. Zerglings are now making their way over. Metabolic boost about to be completed. And the timing on this attack, I do not believe could become any more perfect. All right, there is 2 Marines there. A sea of Zerglings now coming in. Thorzain realizes that he's going to lose that one lone Marine. And there is Banelings. 18 Banelings now being added. Thorzain going into that triple barracks on that front door. Is it going to be enough? The Banelings could simply just roll up in here. There are going to be Zerglings behind it, and that is going to be a lot of damage to be had. All right, Banelings crashing through. It looks as though, yes, the Banelings are going to be able to make their way in. Are they going to be able to get up the ramp here in just a second? And there is the GG. Thorzain not even wanting to try and defend against all of these Banelings. The front door completely wide open, as Violet also had an 11 drone advantage. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this best of 3. Violet taking the final and deciding match between over his opponent Thorzain.